Okay, we have made it to the second video of the Razor build series, and today's the big one because we're finally putting it all together. And I like to say that I have no idea what I'm doing, although I probably do a little bit. I've been doing a lot of research. But today I guess we're going to find out if I really do know what I'm doing, because we're going to be working with some amazing parts. This whole video we're going to be using parts from Midwest Mini Mods. We have their rear swing arm, front suspension, rear shock, and super motos, and also some absolute crazy pit bike brakes. Now, like I said, this is going to be my first ever Razor build. This is my first time ever building a bike like this, especially just from a frame. So I'd also like to say that this build is not even going to be entirely done till spring or maybe even summer. Not in a functional sense, because of course, I already have the motor, all these parts, and the battery and everything else. In the sense of small parts, cosmetics, maybe a tweak in my sprocket ratio for the rear and front, chain, just small things like that, to tune in the motor, because I really have no idea what I'm doing. And another thing I like to do with this series is kind of make it somewhat educational with putting these parts together, especially with Midwest Mini Mods. Hopefully with this series, this is going to be something you can follow along and learn how to put stuff on if you were building your own bike, but also something that's kind of entertaining in a way. These episodes inside here might not be, but when the bike's fully done, and even some videos leading up to that, it's going to be some fun content. But anyway, let me show you what we're going to be doing with in today's video. Sorry for all that talking, I just wanted to introduce the series a little bit better. But anyway, let's get into today's video. So like I said, all the parts we're using in today's videos from Midwest Mini Mods. We got their swing arm right here, rear shock. We might put the wheels on, but I actually have a different sprocket coming for this in a couple of days, but I might just put them on anyway to show you guys. But we won't tighten anything up until the next video. So starting here, we have the Midwest Mini Mods swing arm. This is the 5-inch extension arm they have. With the 5-inch, I'm able to put the 12-inch supermotos on along with the GTS 11 motor. All these holes and stuff are based on what you order. They have different mounts, so of course I put in my GTS 11 mount, and they sent everything I need with that. Like right here, I'll have the mounts, this piece will hook up right here, and then I'll attach it to that. Okay, you're gonna need a stand. I have a little bucket in here, but we're gonna try this trash can out for a little bit. If you guys know of any good dirt bike stands that are decently priced, make sure to comment down below. I've been shopping and looking for one for a while now. But I'm gonna push this to the side for a second. Right here's a stock Razor MX500 pivot tube. This is what goes inside of here. It's actually a really simple system. I was gonna get some upgraded bushings. I probably will in the future if I ever take this thing apart again. They have other bushings, what they call Derwin bushings, which is upgraded, and they're a bit longer. I think they're made out of something else that I guess hold up longer, but forgot to order those, and these should last at least for the summer until I take this thing apart again. I'm gonna start with putting these bushings in. Okay, we have those in now. We're gonna stick the pivot tube in just like so. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside for a second, and we're gonna work on putting the swing arm slightly together before we put it on the bike. I'm gonna say this right now while some of you are here. With all these bolts that I'm putting on right now, you're going to want to use Loctite in every single one of these, even the motor mount bolts, which I won't even put on until the end of the series. But just for now, I'm going to keep everything pretty loose. And usually what I do anyway when I use Loctite is I put everything in, and then I come back and take each one out, Loctite it, put it back in really tightly. It's like a checklist going through each bolt. But anyway, just wanted to let that know because that is very important. You don't want this thing falling apart while you're riding. Okay, so first we're going to put this middle bracket inside. It fits in each of these grooves, and then you'll see here when I start screwing these in, you'll see how great of a job they did at making these things plush with the outside here. Put them in over here as well. Again, if you're putting this together when it's already on your bike, make sure you use Loctite, especially for this part right here. Like I was saying before, you can see how nice and flush that is compared to the rest of the swing arm. Very nice job. And just like that, we have it pretty snug on there. Okay, and this swing arm right here is Midwest Mini Mods' newest version, and the way the tensioners fit in is a lot different than what they used to be, and a lot different than any video you can find on YouTube. They also have a new brake mount, but that's going to come right here on the left side. This is going to fit in to this little piece that comes out, and then the axle is going to go through this hole right here, and then this tensioner will slide in just like this. All of the spacers and washers and nut will be on this side, so nothing will be on the inside. Hope you can see that. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and grab your rear axle bolt. So then I'll go ahead and just put this together, see what it looks like, make sure I'm doing it right, put it through the brake mount hole, and then through the other side just like that. Then I'll go ahead and put the nut on. But later on in the next video, like when we go down and tighten everything, this nut will slide into there, and then you can easily just tighten it like this from the right side using an Allen key. Okay, now we're going to install the swing arm onto the bike. See if I can do this without a stand yet. But anyway, I'm just going to line this up, stick this bolt through, and start threading it on just by my fingers. Come over here and do the other side. Okay, just like that though, we got it on. Now we're gonna move on to the rear shock. A thing I kind of forgot about, but anyway, it states on the website that there's no bushings included, and the bushings that are included with their swing arm do not come for these shocks. So what you're supposed to do, I think, is, I don't know the terminology for these two pieces right here, but you're supposed to keep the stock ones, which these are not actually, and basically it'll go through this in the middle of the shock, and then this screws into that. I actually had this from another piece because I was putting a rear shock on an e-bike, an upgraded one, and I had an extra one of these laying around. I think I accidentally threw away the stock ones. I didn't really think about keeping that, but anyway, thankfully I have this piece, and we're going to use these two spacers given to us by Midwest Mini Mods, put them on each side, line it up with these holes. I'm going to push it through from that side. I don't know if it should come up a little bit more, but it's on there. I'm going to tighten this down a little bit more. Now we're going to try our little trash can stand, and then line all the holes up, stick this on through. Alright, and just like that with a little bit of wiggling around, seems to be pretty tight. Now we're going to go on in with the spacers, big washer, another small one, and then the nut, and then we'll just start tightening it down like this. Alright, well just like that, we got the rear swing arm on, the rear shock. Totally changed the look of this thing already. I'm super happy with the quality of Midwest Mini Mods, but I think it's time to put on these forks now. These things are looking pretty crazy already. Very nice chrome polished look to them, and we'll see if we can put these on pretty easily. Alright, now on to the front forks. So I think I have this right. We're using this kind of big through bolt. This is going to be the top piece since it has all these holes. These are going to be used for the clamps. In order to put this on, first we have to have our bushings on, which I got two new ones. I got these from Ride or Die. I didn't keep a lot of the parts when I first got rid of my build. That's why I had to buy these clamps right here, because I threw away my old clamps that came stock on the bike. I know, a big mistake. When you do it, make sure you keep all the parts on your bike until you're fully done. But anyway, I only had one of these, so I had to order some new ones. So anyway, we're going to put this in first. This flat part's always going to be going towards the front. It's going to look like this. But we're going to keep one washer that should already come on your big through bolt. You're going to keep that on. Put this through the hole, then put this through the main headstock. Then we're going to go ahead and try to push up this second bushing. It's going to want to fall out, so make sure it's kind of stuck in there a little bit. Then we're going to put the bottom triple clamp up in there, another washer like we did on top. Then we're going to go ahead and tighten these down a little bit. We're not going to fully tighten everything down, but we have just way too much space. We're going to have to. Using a 5/8 on top and then 11/16 on the bottom. And this is going to take a while. It'd be nice if you have like kind of a drill to do this, but that's alright. I'll take a little bit of time. Alright, so then get it kind of tight, but where you can still move these around. We're not going to tighten these down until we actually have the handlebars and the wheel on and everything, because you can get it to where these are straight and your wheel's tilted, so we're just not going to do that till the end. But get it somewhat tight. But now we're going to go ahead and put these fork tubes up in there. So we're going to start with the brake side right here, you can tell. And I might have to lift this, my bike stand situation. It's not the greatest. But anyway, slide those through there. Then I'm going to get, it'll come with these, which I believe are used to clamp it down. I don't really know. I think these might be for the guards that go on the front fork. And then these, couldn't really tell you right now. We're going to put this in there using our nice Fantic mini torque wrench. Alright, so we're going to slide them all the way up. And with the adjustment, and kind of tighten them right below there. And then we'll start tightening them down. Go ahead and do the other side. Alright, we have them kind of in tight, but not all the way, because ultimately we're going to use this top bolt right here to smash it all together so there's no play, and these are going to need to be able to move. So I'm just doing it kind of finger tight. What I had to do real quick, I forgot. I like to run my wires through here, just like you see on any other bike, but I could not fit that brake lever through, or this caliper through this little space when it was on, so I had to take that off real quick, slide it through, then squish everything back together. Alright, quick shout out to Fantic for sending over some tools that have honestly been super useful in the garage. This right here is an EX S2 Pro electric screwdriver. It's perfect for small bolts, plastics, and anything you don't want to over tighten. Then we've got the W10 Nova torque wrench, which makes tightening things to spec way easier, especially on bike builds like this. And this portable air pump has already saved me multiple times. You can just throw it in a backpack and go. Definitely solid tools if you're working on bikes like this, and really any other project you're working on. If you're interested at all, make sure to go check out the description in this video. So these two are used to put the front brake on, and then these right here and these little washers and spacers are for the rear. But anyway, I'm going to crack open this package, which is the wheel spacers. Okay, before we go ahead and put this front wheel on, these wheels do not come with the brake rotor fully tightened down. So they do recommend you taking it off, putting some Loctite on, and then tightening down again. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Just going to apply a few little drops on the outside. Again, using our Fantic electric screwdriver. It even has torque settings. You can go all the way down to 0.5, all the way up to 6. Tighten those down hard with the electric screwdriver, but then we'll come in with their mini torque wrench by Fantic. Absolutely love these tools. And tighten it down even more. Oh, it's already super tight. That screwdriver really does a good job. And then again, like I said earlier, we're going to make sure to Loctite everything, especially on this rear end, the swing arm down. So, now what we're going to do is these little 15 to 12 millimeter, these are I think what they call axle reducers or reducers. So this brings it from 15 millimeters to 12. So let's put these in. And that way, when this axle is through, there's no wobble at all. Next, the shorter one was the right front. Alright guys, we got the front wheel on. That was pretty easy. We got the rear wheel back there balancing this thing out so it doesn't fall on me. I'm gonna go ahead and put this nut on. We're gonna see if we did this right or not. If not, all we'll have to do is just swap the spacers. First, we'll have to make sure it's right by sliding the caliper on, but we'll have to, there's a little thing right in here. Pull the brake lever down, but then this little piece will slide out, which was wedging this down. And then now down here, you'll be able to pull this thing out. Now, once you have this and those two things out, do not squeeze this at all. Don't bang it against anything or the ground, because then that'll just make everything a whole lot harder for you in the future. If you've ever done that before, you know how much of a pain it is. I'm just going to go ahead and line them up and hopefully they work. I'll put the top bolt through first. Then we'll go ahead and get the second one. So we got that lined up. Oh, looks like the spacing is correct. So yes, when you have the wheel and you're looking at it from here, you'll have the smaller one on this side, so the left, and the longer one on the right side. But when you're riding, it'll be the opposite, like when you're sitting on the bike and looking at the directions. You also have these guards right here. This one with this will go on the right side. But again, I'm just going to leave everything kind of loose. I'm probably going to throw the handlebars on next. And then I'm going to come down and tighten this wheel. Okay, but for this video, we're going to leave it at that. The next one's going to come out very shortly after. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. Go check out Fantic. Their tools are absolutely amazing. I'll get you a little link down below if you want a little bit of money off when you purchase through them. But I'll see y'all in the next. Let's go. Peace.
I've been rolling on this road for a long time. I've been out here getting on my own for a long time. How you supposed to get it in this world if you don't try? If you want the greatness, it's gonna take you a long time. Overnight, don't happen overnight.